What's up, everybody? This review, we're taking a look at my second Hot Toys figure ever. This is Kylo Ren. So this is the MMS 320. Of course, he's from the sequels to the original trilogy. Um, I like Kylo. I thought Kylo was very awesome. Um, his first appearance, I mean, that was a great first appearance for me. It's one of the only things that I really liked out of the sequels, to be honest. There's maybe a couple of things, but I didn't really care for him too much. But he was probably one of my favorites in the beginning. I think they kind of trashed the character a little bit as they kept going, but his appearance, like when he first shows up and he's got this on, the look was amazing. Stopping that blaster midair um, was just amazing. I mean, that was just kind of like one, and just kind of walking around it was just like, man, this is crazy. Where are we going? I mean, you start out like that, it was just like, this is gonna be insane. Buckle up, and then it kind of just went a little. For me, I feel like it went a little downhill from there. Just from the first movie was definitely the better of the three for me, but it got kind of crazy. But this look will always be. I will always love this look. I thought it was pretty amazing. So I'm pretty excited to see if they nailed it on the actual figure, because these figures are supposed to be so very detailed and like the source. So yeah, I'm curious. So this is the Hot Toys box. You've got nothing on the side here. You got a little bit of the words on the back. Movie Masterpiece series, and that's the MMS number. And then nothing on the other side. So let's get them open and check them out. So when you take the first top off, you get the artwork, which is like most Hot Toys figures. I'm going to say most, at least the ones I've seen, they all got another little piece of artwork. So you got some of the First Order troopers there. And the artwork here is always awesome from what I've seen on other figures. You slide that off, and then you get him and the clamshells, different accessories. So you got these different hands, some batteries here for the lightsaber, an alternate arm that I believe is going to be to do light up effects. We'll see. And then you get the main body. So let's get him out of there. All right. So for Kylo, outside the packaging, he looks amazing. I love the look of him, and it looks like they nailed the fabric and everything like that, which is pretty awesome to get it from an actual human being, like on set there, fabric, and then shrinking it down to this level. That looks pretty insane. Like the stitch work in there, that looks really awesome. I love that. And this is one of the favorite things that I have about that look, is that stitching in there. I just always thought it looked really nice. So um, that's pretty amazing. But we'll get a closer look at that in a second. At first, we're going to look at the accessories. He comes with his stand, got his name on it. We got this part here, and this is one of their. I've seen two different stands, ones that wrap around the waist, and then you've got these ones that go underneath the like crotch area. So nothing too crazy about that. Shiny top, looks good. You've got an open palm. I think I might have. I can't remember. I think I switched that out, or it was like that. Um, but you get one open palm for this hand here. You've got a, it looks like a like it's holding the lightsaber hand, we'll say. A little bit looser of a grip. And the gloves have really nice detailing in there. Slide this to the side. Really, really nice details in there. And you've got like this dirt in there, like a dirt wash. So loose grip, but you got it for both hands, kind of like a loose grip. And these are, they look similar, but they're slightly different. Like the angles of the fingers are just a little different. But you can see the stitching in the gloves, the little dirt, the grime. This one is a little bit tighter of a grip, probably more of a saber holding hand. Same thing, nice stitching, some dirt in there. two closed fists. Stitching all the way around. You got a couple of extra wrist pegs. Some batteries for the saber. You get the awesome saber here. The one that kind of, I think for a while, it kind of broke the internet as far as fans because of that cross guard, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite things. But that thing looks so awesome. Look at the hilt. Some nice details in there. The wires, the red, the blue. Pretty crazy. But really nice. And then you get this extra arm here. I believe you will replace his arm because this saber is connected to the hand. And I believe this one will let you do all the effects here. But you can see where you replace those batteries. I don't think this hand is meant to come off at all. So I wouldn't even try it. I don't even see a joint in there. So yeah, I don't know how much I want to mess with that one. Kind of a shame because I wish it could somehow. I mean, I guess there really is no way to really do it, right? Because it's got to somehow get wired from here through there into the saber. So yeah, I guess there's no real way that they could do it with like a hinge, that sort of thing, outside of putting the batteries in the hilt somewhere. But yeah, that's the extra arm there. Let's take a look at Kylo himself. So for Kylo, he looks awesome. I mean, look at that fabric in there. You got the hood that does move. But right now I'm just kind of focused on like the stitching. I am kind of doing this one a little more free-handed with the camera. So doing this one hand going through. You got again, the hood there. That looks absolutely amazing. And then the arm, you got the soft goods on the arm with the little ripples in there. You get the tunic here. Got his belt, which looks great. His undershirt has the zipper on this one, so you can replace that arm. Got that there. You got the lower part of the body. You got the nice belt. It's kind of like a pleather. You got a spot here on the side. I believe that maybe you'll be able to like slide it on the saber. Underneath, you got the skirt part of the tunic. You got two different types of materials. And then you've got another part underneath here, which is a nice fabric also. And then you get the pants, which I don't remember. I don't know if I know what kind of material that was supposed to be or anything like that. But it looks good. No complaints. You got the boots that got some dirt on it. They look good. I mean, it looks great. And then we'll take a closer look at it, the head sculpt here. So that mask is just so awesome to me. It looks really good. You got the hood, which you saw him with. And then, of course, when he takes it down, you can see the whole helmet exposed. But you got a nice silver. You got some scratches in there, dents. Check that out. It looks really, really good. Different colors. Got the black in there. But that looks awesome. And again, that front, really cool. You can see the little pleather on the neck there. So just a really, really cool figure. I love it. Let's take a look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, head looks down, only about that far. Looks up, pretty good. Looks down, left to right. Some tilt, just kind of rolls around. No hinge, just ball joints. T-pose. Arm goes past a T, which is great. That's awesome. No, I don't think there's a butterfly joint in there, but I think the way that it's sculpted is that it allows this arm to kind of cross the body, which is absolutely perfect. That's awesome. I love that. So right now he's got some pretty good range of motion, except when you bring it up in front of him, because of the clothing, the fabric, his arm only goes about that high. So that's the weak point. And I think that's going to be for like most Hot Toys figures because of fabric. And I hate that. Hate that. I wish there was a way that they could, he could raise his saber two-handed above his head. Like that would be really cool to get in one of those poses like that. I can kind of get there like this, like that. But I don't know that you can do that with everybody. He's got really good range though. So he's doing great. So I can't fault him or anything like that. He's doing awesome. Upper bicep cut, double jointed elbows that bend about that far, peg, hinge, wrist, everything there. You get, I don't really feel like a diaphragm. I guess there is one right there. Press down hard enough, but getting like no movement out of it, like none. Ball waist, which lets you rotate pretty good. Like that's pretty nice. But nothing really from the top, all from the bottom. Leg goes forward about that far. So not all the way forward, but not terrible. Back to a little past neutral. Double jointed knees. Like a boot cut. But also these boots are solid. So there's no like pivots or anything like that in there that I can feel really. There might be. Can't really tell what's underneath there. But there is some space in there. And it does feel like maybe there's a pivot joint in there, like a ball joint that this is on to give it a little bit of ankle movement. And the boot gives with some flex. So yeah, you can get some pretty all right poses with it. This get the lightsaber in hand and do some of those. So there is one little pose holding the saber straight out. Looks great. You got that hinge in the wrist, so you can actually show it like pointing a natural, which that looks pretty amazing. Then we could take it and get that open palm hand. So you can kind of do like how he was going to, or how he did with that blaster. And kind of stop it midair. I think the way I'm going to have him pose, though, is with the hood up, probably all the time. Because that's how I really like it. One thing I will say is his knee joints are a little loose. Not terribly. I think it's a little loose. I did pick up this figure, and before I forget, secondhand. So I got it from somebody else at a convention. They were letting go of their some of their figures, and so I got it for a pretty good deal, I think. I picked it up at Heroes Con. Might if anybody saw my Heroes Con footage or video, I kind of showed it in there. I didn't really pick up a lot of figures or anything this year. It was kind of an off year for me as far as hunting things down. But this was like the one thing that I definitely did do and pick up because it's something I caught a little early in the show and also for a good deal. So what I'm doing now is actually switching out to the other hand so that I could show him holding the lightsaber with two hands. So how cool is that? Let me see if I can get it to do like a across the face type thing. Yeah, how awesome is that? It's super cool. And I don't know if there's a way to back to those knees. I don't know if there's a way to tighten them or not. There might be a way to strip this body, and then maybe use something like Kiki's or something sort of thing. But I don't know that. I think that's such a cool pose right there. And that's just some of the things that you could, do with him, pose wise, which looks great. I love that. So, all right. So I turned off a couple of the lights that were going, just to kind of. I switched this arm out, and I switched the blades. So this is the normal blade that it comes with, and you'll take those blades out, and you'll pop it into that other arm's hilt here. And then it has that little switch, if you remember, in the forearm. I can find it on him now. I can't really see, feel it. So I'm going to unzip this. That will flip it. And this is like not the brightest blade. That's what it on. So look, you can barely see anything in there. Like not bright at all. But I think there's a couple of people that make I don't know what to call them, aftermarket blades, I guess, or sabers that are like way brighter, and like USB powered, or I don't know, something crazy. Again, this is only my second Hot Toys that I'm going through, but I do know that I started after seeing Rex. I got Kylo, and after I got Kylo, I decided to kind of do a little bit more research and start picking up some other ones, but also like trying to see more about these figures. So I can know which kind of direction I was going to head with them. But I did find that there is some people out there that make those different blades that are just way more, I guess, high powered. So, and they look really good and everything like that. So this is pretty cool. And these batteries might also be fading also because they're not brand new as far as I know. I mean, I got it with the figure and they work. So yeah, I don't know, not the brightest. We'll see what I end up doing. I'm okay with not using it at all, to be honest. Especially, I'm going to be getting more articulation and range of motion with the other blade, so you can do more poses. So I don't know. We'll see how I end up going. Quick size comparison. Not that any of these have anything to do with each other. We have a Mythic Legions, and we have Max Spidey next to Kylo, just so you can see how much larger this figure would be on your shelf if you were to pick it up. Because you definitely got to make plans for that. This is the Marvel Select Destroyer. And here he is next to my very first Hot Toys figure, Captain Rex, the one that got me into this whole mess in the first place. So yes, I blame Rex and I blame Jason if you're watching this. Yeah, it looks cool. All right, so that's going to be it for this review. Overall, I like this figure. Not disappointed at all. Again, I did get it for a pretty good deal. It was secondhand at a con. Um, but I probably, even if I paid a little bit more, I probably would have still liked it. I love the material that they used. The articulation on it's pretty decent. You know, not like a Marvel Legends or anything like that. But you got you got the soft goods that you're gonna have a little bit of restriction, but it doesn't seem to be that terrible. Mine does have the loose knees, but I don't know if that's because it was secondhand and maybe he or someone maybe using it all the time, or I don't know because I didn't have it from the very beginning. So, and I don't know if that's like a thing because again, this is my second Hot Toys figure, um, and I'm not disappointed at all. I do like the character, and I do like the look, and I do like the way that they did this. He looks amazing. One thing I would say is the arm here, where you plug it in, where you replace it, does tend to feel a little loose here, as you can see. And I do got it pushed in all the way, and you can see right there, you can do a little back and forward. So I don't know what's going on in there. I do wish that was a little bit more secure, more tighter in there. But yeah, I still think it's a pretty awesome figure. Again, not disappointed at all. So, man, he's been out for a while, so maybe you can find him for a deal. I don't know how people felt after the sequel trilogy. Maybe some people were like just giving it up. There is another version of him from part of the trilogy. I wanted this look because it is the first look of him. He breaks his helmet and then he reforges it, and it's got those red lines in it, that sort of thing. But I do believe the other version does have like an Adam Driver head sculpt, which this one doesn't. So um, there's that. I don't know if you're wanting one or the other, but hopefully I showed you enough in this one to help you decide, as always, whether you want it for your collection, whether you don't, if it's a pass, if you're going to look more into the other one because maybe it has more accessories for you. Maybe you have to have that driver head sculpt. Who knows? But yeah, for me, this is the version that I definitely wanted, and it didn't disappoint. I really like it. No real complaints outside of the joint weakness, the knees, this attachment point. Other than that, I think it was a really good figure. So yeah, that's going to be it for this review, and I hope I catch y'all in the next one. Later.